Welcome to A Senior Moment, helping seniors age in the right place. Our show was designed to be a resource guide for communities, family members, and professionals to help you navigate through the complex system that is senior healthcare. On today's episode, we have a very special guest, one of our co-founders of the show, Director of Marketing for Veteran Care Services, Shira Yarrick. As the Director of Marketing, Shira's enthusiasm and creativity are an extension of her passion for helping and connecting with people. There are thousands of veterans who are not even aware of the benefits they can be receiving. Shira creates original and engaging methods in an effort to reach more communities and educate individuals about their needs.
Veteran Care Services is a private company that assists folks with the prior planning that goes into applying for the Aid in Attendance pension. Aid in Attendance is a VA benefit that's been around since 1954. This benefit is available to all wartime veterans, their wives, and widows of veterans who are over the age of 65 and in need of care. Whether this care is in your own home with a family member or a friend, if you have an outside agency coming in to assist, or if you are transitioning into an independent living community, assisted living community, nursing home, or rehab, there are funds that can assist you with paying for these services. A married veteran, should he or his wife need care, is eligible to receive $2,266 a month. That is a tax-free income, and once they are approved, they are eligible to receive it every month for the rest of their life, and they never have to reapply. Single veterans or widowers are eligible to receive $1,911 a month, and this benefit is also available to widows of veterans. So even after the veteran has passed, a widow of a veteran is eligible to receive $1,228 a month through the Aid in Attendance pension. There are 3 qualifications that we look for when applying for Aid in Attendance. First is the service requirement. In order to be eligible, the veteran has to have 90 days of service with 1 day during wartime, but combat is not required. So right now we see World War II veterans, Korean War veterans, and now even more Vietnam veterans who need care. As long as they have that 90 days of consecutive active service with 1 day during wartime, they are eligible to receive this pension based on the service. Second is the need for care or assistance. In order to be eligible, you have to have the need for another person to assist and care for you. And again, whether that's in your own home or in a community doesn't matter, as long as you do need assistance with active daily living needs. Third, and one of the ones we have the most misconceptions about, are the financial components to applying for this benefit. There's a big misconception that you have to be poor or impoverished to receive aid from the VA. That's simply not the case. On the contrary, we like to start folks that have a decent income and savings. The purpose of this benefit is to prolong the life of the savings so people do not run out of funds paying for care. So this pension is in addition to their income, their Social Security, their pension, and they can have substantial assets and savings. Their home and vehicle is also exempt. So it doesn't matter the value of your home because you can still receive these benefits. There are 3 problems that we face when someone is applying for the Aid in Attendance benefits. First and foremost is people don't know about it. So how do you apply for a benefit that you don't even know exists? Veterans tend to know a little bit more about their benefits. However, wives and widows of veterans have no idea that there are benefits out there for them once their husbands pass. That's the first problem that we see. The second problem is that people don't believe that it's real. I met a gentleman once outside of a Miracle Ear, and he had his Korean War veteran hat, and he was walking out, and I was going in to leave some brochures and information for this hearing center, and I said to him, "Hi, my name is Shira. It's nice to meet you. I see you're a Korean War veteran." I said, "Just so you know, should you or your wife need any type of care, we can get you an additional about $2,200 a month." And he looked at me and he thought I was crazy, and he said, "No, lady, that's not for me." And I said, "What do you mean it's not for you?" He said, "No, there's no possible way." I said, "Well, if you allow us to look into your situation, we can come up with a plan to see if we could possibly assist you with getting this extra income." Now, it turns out that his wife was home in a wheelchair and she needed transportation services, which tend to be very expensive. So the next day I get a call from my office saying, "Did you meet a guy in the parking lot and tell him about our services? Because he just called and he's very interested." Now, his case was wonderful. We did all of the prior planning that went in for him, and we were able to do this quite quickly. And he actually did receive his first check within about 30 days, which is not usual. It could take about 3 to 6 months on average, but his came back fairly quickly, and he was so happy. And we just felt so privileged to be able to assist him because his wife really did need that care. Another major problem that we see is that applying for this benefit on your own is a very difficult process. I had met a woman one time after doing a presentation, and her mother had actually passed away that morning. Her father was a veteran living in assisted living, but he never applied for this benefit through himself. He knew about it, but he was just unclear on the process, and he was putting it through his wife's name because she really was the one that was in need of care. She had a lot of issues, and being he was in assisted living too, he didn't realize that he would also qualify for this benefit. Now, the mother was on Medicaid, and so they didn't realize that that application was going to bounce back and be denied time after time after time. So when I did meet her, she said to me, my mom was applying for this benefit for 4 years and she was never able to get that approval. And after doing some research with her, I found out that Dad is in an assisted living community and he's not on Medicaid. And had they just changed some of the wording on that paperwork, they would have received the application approval for Dad. But they didn't know the process, they didn't know the ins and outs, and for 4 years they were getting denied for benefit that he has already earned. So it was very unfortunate, and she said something to me that I'll never forget. She said, "If you can help us with this, I will throw a parade in your honor." Now, we did get her the approval, and I have not yet had my parade, but we were very happy that we were able to assist them. One of my first clients was actually a family friend, and when I went to her, because her husband was a veteran and he was actually homebound and he had a live-in aid, I said to them, "You may be eligible to receive some of this income to pay for his care." And she said, "Well, between the two of us, we're bringing in close to $6,000 a month." So she never thought that she would be eligible to receive anything. After doing some research, it turns out that he was spending close to $8,000 a month for a live-in, and that they basically spent all of their savings renovating their home in order for him to be able to take a shower and so on and so forth. He was in a wheelchair as well. And so really, when we looked into it, because you can expense everything paid for care against the income, her income turned out to be a negative number. And so she actually was eligible to receive this extra money to help pay for his live-in aid. So it's a beautiful story, and we were so happy that we could help them. And again, most people don't think that they are eligible for one reason or another. But again, speak to us, because if we can do some arranging to make that possible, that's what we're here to do.
If you or a loved one is in need of assistance in the prior planning for the aid and attendance benefit, please go to www.veterancareservices.com for more information. Please tune in to our next episode, where we will continue to bring you updated, valuable resources that are related to the senior healthcare community. Thank you for having a senior moment. We're helping seniors age in the right place.